12:03. Dusty and Tommy Gazzola with you on the oil stream, presented to you by Boston Pizza. And we were just crushing some Boston Pizza. Leftovers from the meeting last night.
Glad we had some there. It was so good.
It was delicious last night. I have to tell you, it's pretty good cold pizza pie, too. That was a good bite. The cheese firms up nicely.
It's congealed.
Yeah. Well, that's the word I was looking for. I said firms up. But
what you said is accurate. Because it does get firmed up. But it's congealed.
Are you ready for the poker tournament tonight? Mr. Bounty on your head for the first time.
You have one good tournament.
One good tournament. And the bounty's on your head.
Bring it on. Let's go.
It does it changes things a little bit.
Because guys are going to be gunning for us. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
you have the bounty.
There's a bounty hanging on your head. They know they can take that cash.
Yeah, exactly.
And basically make sure their tournament's a profit because it's only 30 to get in.
Yes.
Yeah. Changes the game a little bit. And you like to play a little loose sometimes.
I'm a bit crazy.
It's going to be tough with the bounty because people might be like, Tommy's playing loose. And he's got that bounty. I'm coming after him.
Yeah, maybe you think I'm playing loose or am I playing calculated?
What do you think it is?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say.
I get annoyed.
As well.
I get annoyed and it affects my habits in game, which is not good. But I'm looking forward to tonight. Honestly, we've played, I think, 5 or 6 of these now.
Yeah, I think this is number 5.
5, yeah. And honestly, they're a lot of fun. If you're into poker, I think the price is decent too.
Yeah, $30.
Yeah.
I mean, $30, if you last for 3 or 4 hours, it's pretty good. Yeah. Like entertainment value on your dollar, really. And then who knows? Maybe you finish in the cash.
Yeah. Bounties add a lot of value to a call, says Jason.
Yeah, Wannick's got a bounty on his head too. Plus, you just like to take that bugger out. And then Remus will have a bounty on his head too from Winnipeg Sports Talk.
Yep.
So it'll be a fun time tonight. So it will be 8:00 start. Your dad playing again?
Yes,
I don't know if my dad's playing again. He hasn't reached out to me. I figured he might want to play again, but anyway, it should be pretty good. Jasmine says Tommy got first place in Mario Kart this morning.
I did, but you? There's a caveat there because I discovered the Mario Kart that's from, I think it was like Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
And it's just like an upgrade on the original OG Super Nintendo Mario Kart. So I'm enjoying that. I didn't know it existed, and I've been playing it the last couple of days. I lost. I went up to 100cc, and I went to the Flower Cup, and I lost in the Ghost level. 8th place.
What?
Yeah.
But
I came back with a 1. I came back with a 1 first overall finish. I came back in number
Hernan, what are you saying?
Spot.
That's to say, turn that mic on there. Hernan, ladies and gentlemen, from the pre and post game and EST afternoons. Okay, what were you saying?
Because you said it goes from 50 to 100 and then 150
and then 150 is the highest.
150 is the highest.
Yeah.
But I kept falling. I had never seen this Ghost level, so I went from 8th to 1st. And Jasmine caught it when I was in 1st. And I said to her, Jasmine, I actually finished 8th in the last race. I had to try again. Burnt up a continue.
Dusty and I had a good Tecmo game.
Yes, we did.
The score didn't.
Oh my goodness!
The score doesn't represent what happened.
You want to talk about the end of the game?
Like, so you got 2 scoops and scores, and there's nothing I can do about that, Tom.
No, you can't.
There's nothing.
That's just the AI flaw.
But I had 5 attempts from the 1 yard line. I couldn't punch it.
5 attempts from the 1 yard line.
No.
Yeah. So I stuffed him on the first 4. And the game was pretty much over at that point. So I got the ball. I was messing around. I turned it over on downs, like on my 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he got it again. One last crack to try to punch it in. And I stopped him again. I think that was a Tecmo Bowl first, Nanso. Like, we've been playing for a few years back to the old place. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get stuffed.
No, it was
epic.
And I picked a different play all 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And like this guy just, I don't know.
I had Pat swilling, and Swill is all over the field defensively.
Moral of the story, the game should have been 14-13.
And it wasn't.
It's 27-9.
27-9.
We're still in preseason, right?
Still preseason games.
Yeah, okay.
Preseason exhibition tilts.
What?
So nobody's going to remember the 27-9, but I will remember stopping him 5 times at the goal line.
That hurts, man.
Sends a message for if we meet in the regular season or when we meet in the regular season.
Yeah.
Right? If I've intimidated him enough to know that.
That's impressive.
Boy. Yeah.
By the way, yesterday in our meeting, Matthew updated us on the arcade machine.
Yeah.
We now have the capability
Yes.
to put it on the big TV in studio,
Which is fun, yeah.
or in the Jock Lounge or bullpen. And he says he's almost there, the ability to stream it to Twitch.
Yeah.
Directly from the machine.
Yeah, he sent me a YouTube video of a test, and we were streaming just to our YouTube channel in a private setting. So yeah, we are going to stream from the arcade machine onto a computer onto Twitch for our Tecmo Super Bowl regular season.
Which is, at first it was mind-blowing. Then you go and look into the guts of the cabinet, and you're like, oh, it's basically a computer.
Yeah, it's just a computer, in a cabinet.
Yeah.
So, and
because he was fiddling around with it a week or two ago, and we were in studio for a pre and post, and he had put in some kind of splicer or whatever, and it was messing up the sound card.
Okay,
it was popping, and we're like, Maddie, what'd you do? And he's like, oh, I put this in, shouldn't affect anything. It's like, well, the sound's messed up, and pulled it out, worked like a charm.
Okay,
And the other breaking thing is, it looks like the league's expanding.
that's what I mean. The league used to be myself, Hernan, Yukon, and Maddie.
Yeah,
The league did take a hit when your Remchuk left
was Tyler
to
in
go
on
work for but when he left, Hernan had to start working with Low Tide, and it killed game time. It killed game time in that nice little window.
Yep.
So it made it more difficult schedule wise to get our season games in. But then last night at the meeting, I said, "Hey, who wants to be in the Tecmo League?" Hernan, myself, Maddie. Obviously, we're in. Reed's hand went up. Jay's hand went up.
Yes.
Trev's hand went up.
Yes.
Did Zach's hand go up?
Probably.
No.
What?
It was only 3 guys that said they wanted to.
Reed, Trev, and Jay.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you said you can't get into that.
You guys are intense. I've watched it since its beginnings, and when it was born at 1260, and I was like, you guys would get so angry, you'd break stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want anything.
We take
to
it
do
very
with that.
seriously.
You guys would yell at each other, and then you guys started like tracking stats and stuff.
Yes, we did.
We had that huge board, and I didn't know how to handle it back then, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere near any of that.
Yeah, you don't want to be near any of that.
I respect you guys for doing it. I can't be a part of this.
Derek says, hopefully Coolbet will pick up the Tecmo League.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they didn't allow us to bet on it, I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, as long as they, for some reason, like if we promise myself, we just can't. With the last thing Edmonton Sports Talk needs when the momentum's all still headed in the right direction is Tecmo Super Bowl betting scandal. Like, we do not. Now, they could probably just do $5 max or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
actually,
little
we
sprinkles.
could probably set up just little sprinkles. Tecmo Super Bowl Sprinkle League.
Sure.
Like, that's something that we could definitely look at.
Okay. And speaking of that, this is related. Jasmine was here for the hangout. She was in Phoenix and stayed in Scottsdale and spent most of her time in Scottsdale, a.k.a. Snotsdale.
Oh, jeez, Tommy.
That's what they call it.
God, they have families too down there, Tommy.
They certainly do. I know a lot of them. And she said she went to the DraftKings place.
Okay.
And she said, like, during the games is when it was really busy. It was all dudes mostly.
Yeah.
That is what it's basically geared towards.
It's geared towards that.
It made me think of, and I know that the dream has not died, but it's just the path to it is a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
The EST experience at Shanks.
Oh my God, Tommy, I wish.
No, I know, but like, it's not crazy or far fetched because it's happening, right? Like the DraftKings place. I think it's tied to Barstool.
Yeah, probably. Correct? I mean, those guys kind of do whatever they want.
And like DNVR in Denver is a broadcast and it's a sports bar.
Hello. So
that model does exist. Could there be an EST sports bar and tied into a cool bet? If you,
I mean, we could if I'd have to talk about
have
like
studios there.
I'm just trying to think
home.
like it would probably be like a bar driving it with a bunch of extra space that we're like, we'll move in there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move in. We'll make that our studio. We need some offices and obviously a place to play Tecmo. Like
it's not far fetched. That's all I'm
never
saying. And Jasmine going to the DraftKings place in Scottsdale just reminded me that like Murray being so gung ho about it, and the disappointment of Shanks turning into a gym.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand,
backfire.
but like that could be a thing. And we could still technically do it if we have continued growth and this and that. A lot of things have to happen, but it is realistic, Dusty.
I'm not going to say it'll never happen.
No, exactly.
I think we're a little ways away, but
yes.
Who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, we're sitting and we're watching people have lunch in a pub and we're behind a glass door like a monkey and they're watching us and we're going like this. And we're just like, but I'm not doing monkey things. I'm just ranting on
You're yelling about
Rantanen,
something.
like something along those lines. I can't believe Rantanen's been in this city for 4 years and they still don't have a cup.
Now we're talking
that type
crazy.
of thing.
Now
Like,
it's becoming
but
ridiculous.
we'll get to it. We'll
Yeah.
get to it. Actually,
I see what you did
let's
there.
lay out the oil stream for you because we're going to get to some Klingberg stuff. I think Reed's monitoring availabilities here.
Correct.
So we'll find out what's happening with Klingberg as soon as we possibly can. Oh, by the way, Reed on the chat says he is in for Tecmo. Needs to work on it. But the boys can just start practicing. Take a couple of bare butt spankings from Maddie and Hernan and I. You'll crank it up a notch.
Yeah. He's
Last thing you want to do is be humiliated. So this Rantanen stuff. We'll get to it in a second.
Yeah.
But
please.
the Puckpedia thing is funny because you can go on there and see the Puck GMs and people are doing all their lineups with Rantanen in it. And we're going to take a look at a couple of those and see like how realistic they are. Like people are fitting him into the cap, but you have to see what else has to happen to the roster.
Right.
So we'll get to that. That'll be a fun little experiment. So we'll get on that one. Derek from the Hat says, let's get into your spicy headlines for Popeyes. There's lots to discuss on this front as well. And if you're looking for a bite to eat for lunch today, Popeyes has a $4 value menu available for you right now. I mean, you're not going to find many better items for $4 a pop.
The little chicken sandwich. It's actually like a decent size.
It's cute. It's cute.
It's a cute size.
It's so cute that I almost felt bad eating it. You're just like, oh, it's so cute.
Nom, nom, nom.
And then you crush it. All right, quickly, outside of Edmonton, Derek from the Hat, Grubauer on waivers in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen with that guy? Like,
I don't know. He's got I think a $6 million ticket for a couple more years because he signed like, what was it? 5 years, $6 million. Remember he snuffed Colorado.
yeah.
And people are like, whoa. So I think he has this year and next. This is the 5th season in Kraken history, right? They came in after.
I'm just trying to look for his numbers here. Figured somebody would have posted them on Twitter, but
and
not the case.
Joey Decord, the emergence of Joey Decord. I think they have some other guys in the system.
2 more seasons beyond this one. Adam Kimmelman, NHL.com. 2 more seasons beyond this one at 5.9.
5.9.
His numbers since arriving in Seattle in 21-22, he's 54, 76, and 12 with a 3.10 GAA and an 890 save percentage, 4 shutouts, 42.8 quality start percentage, and a minus 57.7 goals saved above expected.
Right.
Nobody's claiming him.
No.
There's no claiming him.
There's
He will be
burying
going
him.
to the American Hockey League. I mean, that's pretty much how that's going to work. Kelvin over on the Nasty Chat says, guys, ran the menu yesterday. Great value, tasty. #advertising works.
Nice.
Yes, it does. That is correct. All right. So Klingberg, we should know, I would think, probably. Well, do you think we'll know today? Do you think they'll say today if he's going to go tomorrow or what?
Get an indicator because tomorrow against the Wings looked like it could have been the debut. I'd rather get him in against Detroit. A little bit of a warm-up to Toronto, which is going to be a big game this Saturday. So to me, Detroit would have made sense. See where he's at. Like the Red Wings are playing better, but they're not a powerhouse. And let's not kid ourselves. Toronto's a good team, like a really good team this year. So I think Klingberg versus Detroit would have been an ideal fit. But if he's not ready, then okay. But watching him, he's looked good, smooth. Maybe the coaching staff doesn't feel he's up to snuff with the systems. I can't imagine why. It doesn't take these guys forever to figure out one of 3 systems run in the NHL. So I thought for sure, since we weren't going to see him on Monday against Seattle, I thought Thursday was the day John Klingberg made his Oilers debut, but potentially not the case.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out. Hopefully we find out today. Dragger 3 hours ago tweeted out, unless something changes in the next couple of days, expect John Klingberg to make his Oilers debut on Saturday versus the Maple Leafs. And he also mentions that the Leafs are hoping that Matty Nyes will be back on Saturday Pacioretty expected back tonight for the Leafs. But then, an hour later, 2 hours ago, Dregs quote tweets his own tweet about Klingberg and says, and that something could see Klingberg in the mix tomorrow. So is this immigration stuff?
Well, the immigration stuff
do you think
was
that's what it is? Like, if it gets, like, yeah, he might have gone to go get some stuff done, but, like, is there a processing timeline? And Dregs had heard that, well, it looks like that paperwork might not be done by Thursday, so unless something changes, he'll play Saturday. And then, as Dregs says, and that something could see Klingberg in the mix tomorrow. I can't see anything health-related that,
I don't know.
Coming off his long-term health issues, I can't see any health-related issue that it's like, oh, I can play today, or no, I'll have to. I feel like this would be a paperwork sort of thing, but who knows?
All I know about how things went on Monday in Vancouver for Klingberg was he was delayed coming back to Edmonton by 2 hours.
In Vancouver or Calgary?
He had to go to Vancouver.
He had to go to Vancouver for it.
We thought Calgary at first, but the Swedish consulate is Vancouver.
How does he get delayed on Kate's private plane?
I think they sent him commercial.
Oh, no.
I know.
Gross.
With the rest of us.
You're trying to sign this guy long-term to replace Evan Bouchard, and you're making him fly commercial? I've never heard of such a thing.
What kind of message does that send?
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, way to take it to the next level, by the way.
Somebody had to.
Unbelievable.
I mean, somebody had to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we might see him tomorrow. We might not see him until Saturday. When we were talking about Drag saying it wouldn't be till Saturday, somebody did say that Stoff was saying that it would be tomorrow. So now we've got this interesting race between Dregs and Stoff, and we'll see who wins it tomorrow morning on the Nielsen Show. We'll know. Actually, we might know about Klingberg here coming up.
Yeah.
Today, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Bronco Nick says, guys, I would seriously invest in the EST experience.
Attaboy, Bronco Nick.
You know what? Let's see if we can get somewhere.
Let's get to year 2 first, or past year 2.
Yeah, exactly. We have now a large staff, and there's a lot going on here.
Yeah,
let's survive this year, and then we'll talk about coming up with the coolest place in the city.
It's a modest goal. It's very attainable, but yeah, let's baby steps.
All right, there you go. That's your spicy headlines for Popeyes. The value menu items are not only just $4, but they are also bloody delicious. So you might as well give them a go. All right, let's get in. We have not had a chance, you and I, to talk about this whole Andy Strickland, Rantanen thing. And we got into it yesterday for the first time on Two Guys and a Goalie right about this time, and I played the clip, and they said MFer, and I was like, oh, no, they can't play that. Informed speculation was what Strickland said.
And these guys are good. Like
Andy Strickland's got a ton of contacts around the league. I mean, we're not going to take anything away from him, but what did you, first of all, before we talk about financially, could it work? As a fit, could it work? We got texts already. 780-218-9999. Hit us up over in the Nasty Chat. Your initial thought on what you heard, Tommy.
You got to be MFing kidding me. Why do I have to MFing deal with this S right effing now? Because I was like, Strickland's legit. Is he just trying to stir it up?
Well, somebody did point out, if you're going to stir it up with a fan base,
pick the Oilers.
Pick the Oilers.
Exactly.
Which just goes to show you that other people realize Oilers fans, well, crazy or not crazy, are the most passionate in the National Hockey League. Nothing against Toronto or Vancouver. And Montreal's a little bit of a monster there, too.
It is a monster.
But, I mean, Edmonton's right up there. So if you're trying to get views and stuff, I can see why you would.
That's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. So I had to ask around, and I went, Pegs is dialed in, our Hello Hockey insider, David Pagnotta, and I sent him the clip, and he's like, what the hell? I'll kind of give you a synopsis of what Dave and I were talking about this morning. Dave says, all 31 other teams would have to inquire.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you're an idiot. And apparently the Oilers did. Right. And then I bounced it off someone over at the Oil, and they're like, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, wait, say this again.
I bounced it off of someone with the team.
Yeah.
And they said it wouldn't surprise. I didn't hear about it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
But Pagnotta said all 31 teams would have been
essentially
checked in on Rantanen.
Yeah. Dave said he knew that Edmonton poked around a few weeks ago, but it wasn't anything more than that. So technically, yes, they'd be interested, but so are 31 other teams. And then he just added Chicago, Utah, the Islanders, Leafs, if Marner leaves. Preds, Columbus, and Buffalo will go hard after Mikko Rantanen July 1st. if the Canes can't get something done, obviously.
Preds, Columbus. Sorry, I was trying to read these.
Preds, Columbus, Buffalo, Chicago, Utah, Islanders, Leafs if Marner walks.
So Mikko Rantanen, if he doesn't sign in Carolina, will have a chance to go to play with some of the worst teams in the National Hockey League.
That's right.
Like, decide in Carolina, dude. You're going to go waste the rest of your career in all of those other markets that you just listed off?
Yeah.
No thanks.
13.5 to 14.5 million range.
They'll get it done. He's not leaving
And
Carolina.
then,
I'm sorry. I just refuse to believe it. I cannot be convinced.
And then when I said, okay, so no signing in Edmonton, and he goes, LOL, no chance.
Kind of kills this segment, but I'm still going to do it anyway. So at Puckpedia, they've got their Puck GM.
Right.
And anybody can go on there and put together lineups and rosters. And some of these are just great. So we're getting, because you instantly think, wait a second, how are they going to pay? And so Leon and Rantanen share the same agent.
Connection.
I know, connection.
Mike Liut.
Leon's making 14. Connor's going to make what, Tommy? What's Connor going to make?
16.
At least. Minimum
16 and a
16.
half, yeah.
Minimum 16. So let's just say 16 and 14. That's 30 million in two guys. Nurse is already just over 9. Let's just say it's 9. That's 39 million.
Yeah.
What's Bouchard going to get?
9 to 10.
9. Let's say 9 again.
Yeah.
That's 48 million in 4 guys. You're going to go out and somehow pay 14 million or 13 million for Rantanen and have 5 guys eat up $60 million on the cap? I know the cap's going up, but I just don't see how you can build a championship team outside of just those 5 guys that you're paying. Mm-hmm. You're on the ice all the time, and that's it. So I decided to go look, and maybe I shouldn't have done this. These lineups are getting, the rosters are being churned around all the time. I'm going to have to go back like a couple of hours because they just keep coming out. But here's what, let's just do this for fun. Let's just see if this would be, well, would they be better now than they are? Would they be better with this than they are now? Let's just play that example. Okay. So
if you didn't see it on camera, I rolled my eyes.
He did eye roll. So this is a salary cap of 97 million. They're only running 21 of 23 rosters, which is fine. They do that anyway.
Yeah.
This comes in $587,000 below the cap.
Awesome. So you got something to play with at the end of the year.
So your lines are as follows. I'm telling you, 13 to 23-year-old Nielson would have spent his entire day on Puck GM at Puckpedia. Like, if I had time, I'd waste my time on this. McDavid between Hyman and Matthew Savoy. Leon Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Mikko Rantanen at 12 mil. The Nuge with Kasperi Kapanen and Victor Arvidsson. Philp with Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. Ekholm Bouchard, Nurse with Bo Akey. Kulak and Emberson, and then Stetcher, Skinner and Pickard. You have to put like in trades to get this. The trade that this guy put in was future considerations for Evander Kane and Adam Henrique. Sorry, that's not going to work. You're just not going to get future considerations for Kane and Henrique. Yeah, so
those are giveaways.
All right, so that one's not going to work. This one came up 10 minutes ago. Has 10 roster moves. God, I love this. I haven't even seen this one myself.
Okay, lay it on us.
Oh, this guy is. Whoa. Okay, let me just throw this your way.
How NHL 94 is this?
This is NBA style of trade.
Okay.
Oh, we could do this every show. Just go and look at these delusional things happening over at Puckpedia.
So you're
Shout
saying
out Hart,
there's a
great
chance.
job.
Yeah.
So how about this one? This guy trades Kulak, Skinner, 2 firsts, a second and a fourth for Askarov. Then he trades Henrique, Kane, a third and 2/3 to Philly for Bobby Brink and Mitchkov.
Okay.
And then he trades, get this, he trades McDavid, Nuge, and Arvidsson to Tampa for Kucherov, Point, Ethan Gauthier, and 2 firsts. This is amazing.
What team is this?
And then he signs Taylor Hall and Mikko Rantanen. So How many guys does he have? He only has 19 roster players, and he's actually over the cap by 2.4 mil. Draisaitl between Hyman and Rantanen. Point with Kucherov and Matt Savoy. Taylor Hall with Matthias Janmark, Podkolzin.
There's bringing an
Emil
old guy
Bemstrom and Michkov. And then, he's also signed Ekholm with Bouchard, Darnell Nurse with Jacob Chikrin.
Of course.
At a $4 million deal.
Yes.
And then Emberson with Provorov. Okay, on to the next one. These are, this one's labeled, I might have already done this one. Let's see, this one's labeled, that one was labeled post-cup team. So that's after they win.
Of course.
Let's continue to go back. I wonder if we find a legitimate one. Okay, here's one. This one is titled Andy Strickland. 12 roster moves for the Oil here. Come in $250K under the cap.
Nice.
Well, actually, anyway, I'll just continue with what we've been doing. Evander Kane goes to Anaheim for future considerations. The trade is done at the they could put notes in here. Trade is done at the 2025 draft. Edmonton acquires Anaheim's third. Adam Henrique goes to Tampa Bay for a 4th round pick. Tampa tried last offseason to get him. Return would be very low. Okay. Then his roster is as follows. McDavid with Hyman and Rantanen. Draisaitl with Arvidsson and Podkolzin. Nuge with Bearskin and Savoy. That's a Russian prospect they've got. Philp, Matthias Janmark, and I don't know if Lowtide did this one, but Josh Levo's on the right side with Philp and Janmark. And then Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Kulak, Eric Brandstrom, Ty Emberson, Skinner, and Pickard. And that one would actually come in 250 under a $97 million cap. Rantanen in, Levo in, Berezikhin as a prospect, plays with Nuge and Savoy. Blue line kind of essentially the same.
Yep.
But once again, it's Henrique and Kane are like that's the money that you gotta move out.
Scott,
I mean, that one's not as ridiculous as the other ones.
No,
the rookie Russian on the third line.
Well,
is probably not.
Boakey in the starting 6 on D.
No, that one. That's a different one.
I'm just saying. I'm going back to some Josh Lee. Okay, that's ridiculous. Right. Anyway, I like how people. Jeez. It's a fun exercise in fantasy.
Bronco Nixon there.
I love it.
Bronco Nixon there says, "Read mine. It's called Me." All right. Well, give me a second.
That's what started all of this. Is Bronco Nix sent in a screen grab?
Is that what it was?
We saw it on the Hangout in the text line.
All right, this one.
This is Bronco Nick?
No, this is a different one.
Okay.
This is for the 24-25 season, so that's for this year. The cap hit would be, right up to the limit. This one is titled Bouchard Needs to Go. Bouchard would be sent to Detroit for a 1st, a 2nd, and that Sandin Palika, who I think has been the top defenseman at the World Juniors 2 times.
Yeah, weren't you talking about him?
No,
but Gord Miller was raving about him. Yeah.
And then Marcus Pettersson comes to Edmonton for Skinner, a 2nd and a 6th. Josh Brown gets traded for William Borgen, Brown in a 2nd.
Holy crap!
And then Oli Mata for Troy Stetcher in a 4th and a 3rd. So that's for this year. So they're running McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Henrique Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Nuge, Matthias Janmark, Brown, Phil Perry, Kapanen. Forwards stay the same. All of that to get Pettersson in there with Ekholm. Like this one, he's even a Rantanen one.
Yeah.
Poor Bouch.
Will Borgen for Josh Brown straight up.
You like the chances of that happening?
No. I like the idea of that happening, but Will Borgen just re-upped with the Rangers, who gave up Capo Caco for him. I talked about Will Borgen last year, this year. I think he would have been a great fit on the Oilers' blue line. It was not meant to be. It was not meant to be.
780-218-9999. Let's get to this one. This one is titled Oilers Get Rantanen and Swap Out Canes. Edmonton trades Adam Henrique, Evander Kane, a 3rd and a 5th to Montreal for the Jackeye brothers. And a 4th. And then they trade Arvidsson to Philly for Delorier for that toughness.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 6th and a 5th.
They're adding a lot of toughness with those 3 guys.
So here's what this team would look like.
Okay.
And this is like for next season because they've signed some guys.
All right.
McDavid, and what's the cap space on this? $834. Man, this guy really did the math.
Tight ship.
Jeez.
Bill Scott hustling.
Yeah, and he got 22 of 23 roster players.
That's good.
McDavid between Hyman and Rantanen. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Patrick Kane on a $2.25 million deal.
Of course.
Nuge between Matthias Janmark and Kapanen. Philp with Matt Savoy and Connor Brown. Bouchard, Ekholm, Nurse, Emberson, Kulak, and then Wi-Fi on the back end there. Provide some toughness.
Mm-hmm.
And then Delorier would be a scratch.
But you got him.
McDavid and Rantanen together. This one's put in by Snipe. $3.8 million in cap space, but he's got it at $103 million cap.
Can I just interject with something? The Delorier idea made me think of someone. If you wanted to add toughness, but a guy who can play, I think the number one player like that right now, outside of Tom Wilson, is Matthew Olivier in Columbus.
Yeah.
That guy is tough as you know what. And he can play. I don't know if Columbus wants to let go of that, though. They've got a good thing going. That's a guy I would take on my team that has that great balance between the two. Great balance. And he beat the crap out of Rempe last year. He went toe-to-toe with Reeves. He's not the biggest guy, but he can chuck him, and he can play.
But Columbus is kind of in it.
They're in the mix.
Right,
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
I know what you're talking about.
That would be the guy I would be like, I want him. And I want him to be an a-hole on the ice. And by the way, when he's not beating the crap out of you, he's scoring.
These are terrific. Let me continue with this. This is a fun little segment today.
Yeah.
They didn't play last night. They don't play tonight. I mean, we'll get to it in a second. So this cap hit's too high. He's trading Zach Hyman, Bo Akey for Casey Middlestad. We're not gonna read that one. I don't think.
Yeah, that one's.
I don't know how to find. I don't know if I can search. Like I don't know if I can search. Oh, team. I can search team. I've been going through here. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna bring up the Oilers here. There
Bronco
we go.
Knicks.
I want to try to find Bronco Knicks.
It's titled M, just capital M, capital E. Me, he said.
Yeah,
Or I
I know.
can go into the text
but
line.
I don't even.
I can get it in the text line, I think.
There, he must have done it outside of a day ago.
I have it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, give it to me.
But it's just a screen grab.
Whatever. I mean, that's fine.
McDavid between Draisaitl and Hyman. Rantanen between Podkolzin and Nugent Hopkins. Bjugstad centering.
Bjugstad.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Between Janmark and Connor Brown. Connor Brown signed to a $1 million deal. Matthew Savoy centering Noah Philp and Corey Perry. I think you'd have to flip Savoy and Philp there. And then on defense, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Klingberg, and the third pairing got cut off on the photo. Skinner and Pickard are your goalies. That was what...
So who's gone from the forward group? Evander Kane, obviously.
Kane, Henrique, Arvidsson, Nugent Hopkins is gone. And who am I missing here? Yeah, you got Brown, Perry, brought them back. Go and get Bjugstad. Janmark's still there. Philp. Oh, Nugent Hopkins is on the right side. Sorry, second line. My bad.
You know, I'm looking at a lot of these different rosters, and I'm seeing a lot of Bouchard being moved around here, like out, which I guess doesn't surprise us. Let me see this one. This one says
Kulak, Emberson, and Troy Stetcher are the last three D men
so
on
just the same
Bronco
thing.
Knicks. Sorry, I found the larger image.
Okay, let's see this one. What's this one? This one is $2.7 million in cap space on a $97 million cap. Evander Kane is traded, and Arvidsson is traded. So this guy's sacrificing Kane and Arvidsson.
That's what, $9.125 million?
So, I mean, I don't know if Kane's going to be around anyway next year.
That's
So
completely valid.
Right? So you're
straight up.
You're kind of sacrificing Arvidsson here. Here's what his lineup looks like. This one's interesting because he's got $2.7 million in cap space, 20 to 23 roster players. So they're running thin here. But McDavid with Hyman and Rantanen at $13 million.
Okay.
Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Matt Savoy.
Okay.
Nuge with Kasperi Kapanen and Henrique. And then Philp with Matthias Janmark and Corey Perry.
That's not bad, actually.
And then
Yeah.
Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, Emberson, and the goalies stay the same. So for this one, Rantanen is in, Arvidsson and Kane are out.
Yeah.
And you're $2.7 million under a $97 million cap hit. Like, that one's not bad.
That
actually.
that
one's not bad.
That one is
I think we might have found one.
dipped in some realism, which is good. That's nice.
Now, that doesn't keep tabs of... Oh, it's got a Bouchard extension in there at 8.75, actually.
That might be wishful thinking, but there is realism to it.
So, maybe there is a way.
You probably have to up it by $1 million for Bouchard there, and then you go down to 1 point.
But he still had 2.7 in space.
So you got just under $2 million in cap space. Yeah. Now the other thing too, like Pagnotta said, 13.5 to 14.5 for Rantanen.
Yeah.
But that one's actually pretty good. That is a fun exercise. That's a cool tool.
It's kind of a neat tool.
Has. Yeah.
It makes it pretty easy to kind of use and browse around. And these things are coming in all the time. Like this.
I like these.
This one came in 17 minutes ago. Did I already see this one?
Which
that's okay.
fun.
So what's this one? Oh, this is just a trading of Vander Kane this year, bringing in Yoka Haru on the right side and Trent Frederick.
I like Trent Frederick's another one of those kind of can give you a little sandpaper and still play. I think Olivier's the better player though.
Wilson, the volleyball, says the rabbit hole you boys have gone down today is insane. But this has been fun.
I can't believe how much time we've.
Yeah, it's a good conversation starter.
Listen, they're at practice. We'll find out about Klingberg.
Was it a noon? Was it a noon practice?
It was an 11 o'clock practice today. Yesterday was noon. I don't know. That's kind of the beauty of this market and this team, and then at the same time the craziness coming together in a clash on a Wednesday afternoon.
I might do one of these for tomorrow.
This show. You should do one.
I might do one for tomorrow to try to fit Rantanen in.
Again, now keep in mind.
How do you say
completely unrealistic that he's coming here?
Yeah. But
educated. What was it called?
Can you imagine?
Informed speculation.
Informed speculation. Great thing. We ought to use informed speculation way more.
Yeah.
But imagine if he gets to be a free agent. Like, imagine if he doesn't sign in Carolina right away. Like, it'll be crazy buzz everywhere.
As there should be. And Wyshynski was great on that this morning on your guys' show. But if you're Mikko Rantanen, you just where do we come out on the story behind the trade? Like, you caught McKinnon off guard. Rantanen says weird. He was caught off guard. It sounds like the mandate came from above, or the Avs wanted to go for a preemptive strike. And it also sounds like, and we know that teams were sniffing around Rantanen because an extension hadn't been done. To me, and seeing Carolina, there's some people that love it there. There's others that would rather go somewhere else. And Rantanen, and going there, not signing an extension, he sounds like, and he can do the wait and see. Do I like it? Do I like the team? Do I like the organization? And that's what Greg was talking about today. Now, today's January 29th. Mikko Rantanen just played his first, couple games as a member of the Hurricanes. Do I think he's going to stick around? No. I think he goes to market.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Can you imagine if Edmonton is even remotely linked to that?
Just stop that,
and
right?
But if he gets a free agent, look, Tommy,
they won't be.
You know it. You know it. Somebody will. They're linked. They're kind of linked to him right now, and it doesn't even make any sense.
It makes no sense. And then Pegs is, again, I will reiterate, our dear friend Dave Pagnotta said Edmonton signing him as a UFA. LOL. F no.
I don't think he goes anywhere. I mean, I think he stays in Carolina.
I think he.
But you think he doesn't even stay in Carolina? Well, then they screwed up.
In Carolina.
Then unless they win a cup, they blew it. I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah.
I mean, they can win him over, like Wyshynski was talking about. That's a good point. But I think that there's other markets and other opportunities.
But you gave, what was the list you gave me? They were all garbage teams, though.
This is what Dave is saying. And
give me that list of teams again.
We'll go hard after him if he goes to market.
Yeah.
Chicago, Utah, the Islanders, the Leafs, if Marner leaves, Predators, Jackets, and Sabres.
Like if you're Mikko Rantanen,
I'd go to Nashville. I'd look at Utah.
would you go to Nashville because of the city? Because the team isn't hot shit. You know, like
I think
they're
the
a bad
team. I think the team could bounce back.
You think so?
I do. I'd look at Columbus, but Columbus is like an outlier. Because if you don't like North Carolina Raleigh, you're probably not going to like Columbus. Because like one team's really good in the Canes, right?
Yeah.
And if you're willing to walk away from that to go to a lesser team like Columbus that has some nice pieces, I don't think that's I think that's unlikely. So that's why I'd say Nashville or Utah. Utah, I feel like might emerge as like a really reliable, nice place to play with an owner that gives, treats his guys good, and they have good players there. And now that they have, like, listen, it's going to take a few pieces for them to become a playoff team.
They have some good younger guys. I mean,
absolutely, they do. They
need a lot more though.
And
like,
he would be a lot.
I know,
more.
but if you take Utah's roster today and put Rantanen on it, I mean, they might be a wild card team. I don't think they're in like the top 3 in their division.
That's fair,
right? Like,
but what if they
what
go?
are you getting
Don't they
there?
have a ton of cap space?
They should. They will have a ton of cap space.
They can go and make a couple of big ass moves in the offseason and signings.
Max Bazuzu over in the Nasty Chat says that meeting that Rantanen is going to have with Jackson and Bowman in the Cactus Club will be monitored intensely.
First of all,
what's up, Gager?
Hi, Joaquin. First of all, if it's going to happen anywhere, it'll be at Alchemy.
Okay.
At the JW.
Oh, is that one? Is that the secret room? Or, yeah.
It's
Up top?
Speakeasy. Yeah. Or Braven, obviously.
That's where it'll be. It won't be at. Won't be at Cactus
It'll be
Club.
a place that's like hard to find. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's just Max Bazuzu. Well played. That was funny.
You know this thing I got at the Oilers tournament?
Uh-huh.
What do you think this is?
This is a leather concierge.
What's the concierge? What do you mean?
I have one of these at home.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do
I
with
have
it?
this. It's not this exact one, but it's similar to this, maybe a little bit smaller. It's what I use it for, and I think, I mean, you could put cookies in there like you did earlier today,
I'll tell you.
Funny.
No crumbs anywhere, only in there, and then I just dumped it out, wiped it off. It's great.
So you know when you come home and on your like nightstand or dresser, you throw your keys and wallet and stuff like that. That's what it's for. Like that's where I come home and I put my wallet, my keys, my media passes.
See, a lot of people today were saying that they thought it was something you would roll dice in.
No.
But anyway, shout out to Ashley, because Ashley just replied to me with like the exact same one and said it's a great local company. That's nice to see. But it's because they call it a drop tray.
Yeah.
You drop your stuff in it.
Yeah. When I had signed up, you know those like men's tie sock combination boxes?
Yeah.
I had a subscription to that for a couple of years, and they sent one of those, and they called it a leather concierge.
Well, I'm going to eat cookies out of it during the poker tournament tonight.
You can if you want to.
And then maybe I'll put my keys in it after.
Ashley said it?
Yeah, Ashley
Drop
Mumford.
tray. Yeah,
Drop
she's
tray.
right. That's what it is. You put
Makes sense.
So you don't, you're like chapstick, keys, whatever. You throw it all in there. It's there. You know where everything is. It's very easy. Very convenient.
Looks like it would be. You had the right place for it, right?
I have it on my dresser.
You put it on your dresser.
Yeah.
You just drop your stuff in there.
And I throw all my stuff in, gum, whatever.
I'm not really allowed to have much in our bedroom. It's kind of my wife's domain.
Where do you put all your stuff before you leave?
Like I have a little bin in the closet up top.
That's where that can go.
I know, but I have a lot of junk in there.
Yeah.
I need to find a nice place for this by
purge.
the door where I have my keys, my wallet, and that's it.
That's what it is.
Or I'll keep it in the basement for poker cookies. But anyway, shout out to Ashley for finding that. They had a poker tournament yesterday.
Yeah, shout out to Ashley. You ask me and I tell you exactly what it is. Ashley, thank you. F you, Tom.
I need to have a bounce back in poker tonight because Bouchard and Nuge screwed me yesterday.
How did Nuge take you out, by the way?
Well, Bouchard took half my stack. First hand, Tommy.
No.
I'm big blind. I get ace, king of clubs. So I'm sitting there going, I'm big blind. I'm already in. This is terrific.
Yeah.
So I bet or whatever. I didn't have to bet. Nobody raised. So I was like, oh, perfect. Let's take a look. Flop comes up, 3 spades. One of them is a king.
Yeah.
So I got kings.
High pair.
And regular bets all around. Nobody raises. Next card comes up, not a spade. I thought maybe somebody would be chasing a spade with the 3.
Yeah.
And then the next card comes up, also not a spade. There's no other face cards on the board. So I got kings. I'm like, the only thing that beats me is somebody who flopped a flush. And so,
fair enough.
So I think Bush actually in the second one raised by like 200. So I called him. And then I check after we've seen the whole flop. He checks. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I got him then.
Yeah.
So he checks, I check, and we flip over. And he had the flush. He flopped a flush, took half my stack.
Bastard.
I literally folded like the next 14 hands. Then I get king 10 of clubs. Suited again. I only had like 1,900 chips left, and it goes quick. They moved it quick. Kapanen won it. He beat Hyman in the final, actually. It was crazy.
I saw that picture of all of them.
Yeah.
And Bruce in the background.
Yeah. Bruce didn't last much longer than I did. And then, so I had kings again. Another guy was in, and Nuge was in, and I ended up being all in because Nuge bet 1,000. I only had 1,100 left. I was like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Those other 2 guys played it out. That one guy flips over 6s. He had pocket 6s, which I would have already bailed. Like there's 4 higher cards than his pocket 6s.
Yeah.
So that guy flipped over pocket 6s. I've got my kings. I'm like, oh, sorry, buddy. And then Nuge sitting right next to me, aces, pocket aces. I'm like, come on, man.
And
then it's like 7 hands later, he had pocket kings and somebody beat him with pocket aces. So what goes around comes around, I guess. But I guess Hyman and Kapanen were the last 2 standing, and Kapanen ended up winning it. And his prize was a custom-made poker table signed by all of his teammates.
That's a good thing he won it.
We'll see if he keeps that or donates it to somebody who finished third or something.
Please donate it. He probably will.
Yeah, that was a tough one. All right, let's get to keep it or clip it right now. Let me bring this up. Keep it or clip it. I had a hard time doing my hair yesterday for that event. I'll tell you that. I have to go get a haircut.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't
Tommy
even know.
Guns would be the place to go.
That's where I'm going to go. I'm taking Marshall to Beaners today.
Okay.
And there's a Tommy Guns right next to it, but I'm going to have to go there later. It's not going to work out with both of us. But I wanted to take him to Tommy Guns, but the Beaners down in Mayfield Commons closing, and my wife was like, wouldn't it be nice to take him to Beaners one more time? I was just like, fine. So he'll go sit and play video games today while he gets his haircut.
Nice.
But I got to get a cut. Like, it took a while to get it even remotely presentable to go to this event yesterday.
Yes.
I'm going to get a cut at Tommy Gunn's Original Barbershop. They believe a great haircut is more than just a quick in and out. It's about the whole experience. That's why they follow the code, a commitment to deliver the best barbershop experience ever. From check-in to the finishing touch, every step is crafted with care. No appointments needed. Just walk in, relax. They'll take it from there at Tommy Guns. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Mike from Calgary's text. Says, did Bush at any time fall asleep at the table or be told, hey, it's your turn? What?
No, I will say this. He plays the game with a lot of emotion on his face. Because when News sat down, I said, hey, you guys play ever? Like, and he said on the plane, they turn 2 tables together. They go 4 on each side, and they have like 8-man games all the time. Yeah. They said Hyman's kind of on tilt. Like if you beat him, he'll be very impatient. Mm-hmm. Said Ekholm's very conservative player. But then so they're playing. So Nuge is sitting here, and Bouchard's at the other end of the table. And like every time Bouchard had like a good hand, like after he'd look at Nuge and be like, but like everybody could see it. He'd be like, Queens. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you telling? It was really funny. I was like, man, this guy, he's kind of a character. Like, I was just like, this guy is, it was funny.
They've trained him well.
Yeah, and he was doing well. Like, he had a good stack when I got eliminated, but I thought he was kind of funny.
He's a good guy. Like, I don't know him well. Man. I don't talk to him.
He was loosey.
Apparently, he's very well liked. Yeah,
it was pretty funny. I was amused by him. I'll say that. I was amused by him. All right, let's do this. Keep it or clip it for Tommy Guns. The Oilers should play Calvin Pickard a little bit more.
Clip it. He's an excellent backup. He's there when you need him. Great guy. There's a guy I've talked to a bit. Clip it. He's in the right role and he's kicking ass.
I would keep it a little bit. Like instead of Skinner starting 57, let him start 54.
I think most people would agree with you, but I think he's just perfectly suited with the amount of games he's getting. He can handle any scenario. Somebody's having a fresh bebe. He's ready to go the next day.
Todd McClellan was a better coach than Tippett and Woodcroft.
Keep it.
Keep it or clip it.
100% keep it.
I think I 100% keep it as well.
I stand by this. I've said it and I maintain it, that Peter Chiarelli built that team in 16-17 and then subsequently that next offseason dismantled it and relied too much on guys like Jujhar Khaira, Drake Gazzola, Anton Slepyshev, and Matt Benning when they were showing signs of growth but weren't quite ready to take on that burden. And he should not have traded Jordan Eberle, even though Ryan Strome was the Strome dog was a great guy. And he would have been just fine, but that ended up being Ryan Spooner shortly after, which was awful.
I mean, that might have been the worst move. God, Strome for Spooner after a Strome for Spooner after not giving Strome a legitimate look is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life.
Stromer has been excellent wherever he's gone.
God,
since.
I thought he would have been a great complementary piece in that top 6, and by now on this roster, probably a top 9 guy. But you're still gonna. I mean, what a
how about that? How about if Strome was your third line center instead of Adam Henrique?
Chiarelli made so many bad moves.
So Todd was working with what he was given, and Todd was told the day before he got fired that he wouldn't be fired. He had a meeting with Peter at a bar. I think they were in San Jose of all places. And he's like, and this is what I was told. And he asked, "You're not firing me, right?" Peter said, "No." The next day, you're out of here.
No way.
Yeah.
Face to face told him he wasn't going to fire him.
And the next day.
And then fired him the next day?
Bye-bye.
Ooh, a coward's move.
And Peter and Todd came in together. They were supposed to be, on the same page.
Yeah.
From what I saw when I was around them, they generally were. But that 1 year in 17-18, things went squirrely.
Dang.
And Peter went and gave Koskinen that stupid contract, traded for Brandon Manning, who hurt McDavid. Like, if you go back and think about it, those were some stupid decisions because Peter was panicking to try to keep his job.
I shouldn't let him make those
Traded
decisions.
Pat Maroon. Anyway, now I'm getting mad.
Yeah, you are.
Those were people I genuinely like, and I know.
Final one here. Matt Savoy should get a little bit of a look before the deadline. Keep it or clip it.
Oh, I'll keep that. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Give him a taste.
Yeah, and you guys will give him a little bit of a look.
Taste.
See what you got there.
Yeah.
Quick little assessment. Maybe right after 4 Nations or something and see what you have there. All right, that's going to do it for the oil stream today. A huge shout out to Tommy Guns. I'll see you real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen. Their $4 value menu, of course, is absolutely delicious. And, of course, the presenting sponsors of the oil stream.
What a fun show.
Boston Pizza. This was a great show.
I enjoyed the
We
hell
should
out of
read
that.
Puckpedia GM lineups every day.
Oh.
Or at least like the Puck GM lineup of the week.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, it kind of takes away the sting and nastiness of me being a Debbie Downer about the Rantanen dream. There you go.
Right?
This is your drop tray, a.k.a. your personal concierge.
I'm going to just start carrying all my stuff around like this.
Well, that's weird, but you do you.
All right, ESC Afternoons is coming up with Hernan and Gager, the Reed Wilkins Show from 1 until 3, or from 3 to 6 for the Reed Wilkins Show, and I'll see you tonight on the poker tables over at Coolbet. Take it easy.